Imagine a vast, rugged wilderness. A lone mountain pierces the sky, its peak shrouded in cloud and fire. It was here, at Mount Sinai, that a set of divine principles was given to humanity through Moses. These weren't just ancient laws for a desert tribe. They were the 10 Commandments, a timeless moral compass that would shape the foundations of civilizations and guide the lives of billions for millennia to come. Today, we are going to journey back to that mountain and rediscover how these sacred words continue to speak to us, offering profound wisdom for our modern lives. Stay with us as we unlock the guide to a more meaningful and righteous existence. Let's begin with the first 4 commandments, which establish the bedrock of our relationship with the divine. The very first commandment is a powerful declaration. You shall have no other gods before me. In a world filled with endless distractions and modern idols, be it wealth, fame, career, or even technology, this commandment calls us back to a singular focus. It asks us, what is truly at the center of our lives? It's a call to prioritize our spiritual connection above all the noise of the material world, to find our ultimate worth and purpose in one unchanging source. This isn't about restriction, it's about liberation from the fleeting things that demand our worship but never truly satisfy. Next, we encounter the second commandment. You shall not make for yourself an idol. This might sound like it's only about ancient statues, but its wisdom runs much deeper. An idol is anything we create and then worship, anything we put in God's place. Think about it. In our modern age, we can idolize our own ideas, our political ideologies, our perfect social media personas, or our endless pursuit of material possessions. This commandment warns us against reducing the infinite, transcendent Creator into something we can control or define. It encourages us to maintain a sense of awe and wonder, to worship the Creator, not the created. It is a reminder to keep our hearts and minds open to a reality far greater than anything we can fashion with our own hands or minds. The third commandment then guides our speech. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. This is about so much more than just avoiding casual swearing. It's about reverence. It's a call to treat the divine with the utmost respect in our thoughts, words, and actions. When we use God's name, it should be with purpose and sincerity, whether in prayer, worship, or heartfelt discussion. To use it lightly or emptily is to devalue its sacredness. In a world where words are often thrown around carelessly, this commandment teaches us the power of language. It encourages integrity, so that when we invoke God's name, our actions align with the values that name represents: love, justice, and mercy. It's about living a life that honors the sacred, rather than one that trivializes it. The fourth commandment completes this first section, introducing a revolutionary concept. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. In our relentless 24/7 hustle culture, this commandment is more relevant than ever. The Sabbath is a gift, a divinely mandated day of rest, reflection, and rejuvenation. It's a deliberate pause from our work and our worries, a time to reconnect with God, with our families, and with ourselves. It teaches us that our worth is not defined by our productivity. Observing a day of rest is an act of trust, acknowledging that the world will continue to turn without our constant effort. It's a rhythm for life that prevents burnout, fosters gratitude, and reminds us that we are human beings, not human doings. It's a sacred time to simply be. Now, we shift our focus from the divine to the human, as the commandments guide our relationships with one another. The fifth commandment acts as a bridge. Honor your father and your mother. This is the first commandment that comes with a promise, that your days may be long in the land. Honoring our parents is about more than simple obedience when we are children. As we grow, it evolves into respect, gratitude, and care. It's about recognizing the sacrifices they made and the wisdom they hold, even when we disagree. This principle forms the foundation of a stable society. When the family unit is built on mutual respect between generations, it creates a chain of honor that strengthens our communities. It teaches us to value our elders, to learn from the past, and to build a future on a foundation of love and respect. From the family, we move to the sanctity of life itself, with the sixth commandment, you shall not murder. On the surface, this is a clear prohibition against unlawfully taking a human life, but its meaning extends far beyond the physical act. Jesus himself expanded on this, teaching that even unchecked anger and hateful words are a violation of its spirit. This commandment calls us to be protectors of life, not destroyers. It compels us to cultivate a culture that values every individual, to reject violence in all its forms, from physical harm to the character assassination that happens through gossip and slander. It is a profound call to cherish the divine image present in every single person, to foster peace, and to build a world where everyone can feel safe and valued. Next, we address the foundation of trust and intimacy with the seventh commandment, you shall not commit adultery. This commandment safeguards the sacred covenant of marriage. Fidelity is the cornerstone of this most intimate of human relationships, creating a secure space where love, trust, and family can flourish. But its wisdom speaks to all of our commitments. It's about being faithful to our promises, being loyal to those we love, and acting with integrity in all our relationships. In an age of instant gratification and disposable connections, this commandment calls us to a higher standard of loyalty and faithfulness. It reminds us that true, lasting love is built on a foundation of unwavering trust and commitment, a bond that is too precious to be broken. The eighth commandment is direct and profound, you shall not steal. This rule is fundamental to a just and orderly society. It protects personal property and ensures that individuals can enjoy the fruits of their labor. But again, the principle goes deeper. Stealing isn't just about taking a physical object. It can mean stealing someone's time, their reputation through slander, their intellectual property, or their sense of security. It includes cheating on taxes, taking unfair advantage of others in business, or failing to give a fair day's work for a fair day's pay. At its core, this commandment is about respect for others and their rights. It encourages honesty, fairness, and justice in all of our dealings, building a community where everyone can trust that they will be treated equitably. Our words have power, and the ninth commandment addresses this directly. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. This is a cornerstone of justice, prohibiting perjury in a court of law, but its application extends to our daily lives. It's a command to be truthful in all that we say. This means refusing to spread gossip, lies, or misinformation that could harm someone's reputation. In the age of social media, where falsehoods can spread like wildfire, this commandment is a critical guide for digital citizenship. It calls us to be people of integrity, whose word can be trusted. It asks us to speak truth, to defend the reputations of others, and to use our words to build up rather than to tear down. Truth is the currency of trust, and without it, no community can thrive. Finally, we arrive at the 10th commandment, which is unique because it deals not with an action, but with a state of the heart. You shall not covet. This means you shall not covet your neighbor's house, your neighbor's spouse, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. This commandment gets to the root cause of many of the sins we've already discussed. Coveting is that restless, resentful desire for what someone else has. It breeds discontent, jealousy, and envy, which can then lead to stealing, lying, or even worse. This final commandment is a call to find contentment and gratitude for what we have. It encourages us to celebrate the blessings of others instead of resenting them. It's a powerful lesson in finding joy in our own journey, trusting that we have been given all we need. By mastering our desires, we find inner peace and freedom from the toxic cycle of comparison. So what does this all mean for us, right here, right now? These 10 commandments are not an arbitrary list of rules designed to restrict our freedom. They're a blueprint for a flourishing life, a loving guide from a creator who knows what we need to thrive. They show us how to live in right relationship with God and in right relationship with each other. You shall have no other gods teaches us to find our ultimate security in the eternal. Honor your parents, build strong families. You shall not steal and you shall not lie. Create a society built on trust and justice. You shall not covet frees us to find contentment and joy. Each one is a stepping stone to personal integrity, social harmony, and spiritual well-being. They are as relevant in the boardrooms of today as they were in the desert sands of yesterday. As we've seen, the 10 Commandments are more than just ancient history. They are a living, breathing guide for modern life. They offer us a pathway to freedom, peace, and purpose. These principles challenge us to look at our priorities, our relationships, our words, and our innermost thoughts. They invite us into a life of greater integrity, deeper love, and unwavering faith. This is the wisdom of the ages, offered to each and every one of us. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the Ten Commandments. We hope this exploration has shed new light on these powerful teachings. If this message resonated with you, please help us share it by hitting that like button and sharing this video with your friends and family. And do forget to subscribe to Faith Bible and click the notification bell so you do miss our next video. We're grateful to have you in our community. Until next time, may you live a life guided by wisdom and truth.